You got more whales outside ETFs. You have more whales that's just buying. I've been showing you guys endless data about billions upon billions of new Tether being minted, new Tether being deposited into exchanges, old Tether being deposited into exchanges. And what does that amount to? Amounts to a lot of new buying. You have a lot of Bitcoin being bought and being put into wallets. You got a ton of just overall buying left and right, not just Bitcoin. This is why alts are going up, why memes are going up. We got over $100 billion, like roughly $150 billion worth of stable coins sitting on the sidelines, waiting to enter the market. And this is what FOMO looks like. Actually, this is what the beginnings of FOMO looks like, because not everything's pumping right now, guys, right? We got a few things that are pumping. Not everything's pumping. When you wake up and you see everything in your portfolio up like 20 or 30%, that's when it's true FOMO. Right now, it's like selectively, few things are up. It's not FOMO right now. It's just like selective FOMO, but it will get there. But the good thing is, all of you guys, all of the long-term holders that's been watching me and has been in the game, you guys are in the profit right now by a long shot. And today's Wednesday, so today will be very interesting when I show my DCA portfolio, because it should be up to the moon right now, right? And I've been doing that since 2021. It's been rough at times. I've had that portfolio go down like minus 60%. And now it's up, way, way up, right? But it could be up more because the alts haven't fully recovered, but Bitcoin is just like leading the way. But long-term supply holders control 78% of supply. And almost all of that is all-time high. Actually, all of it should be in profit. There should be no one in a loss because we're at an all-time high. We're at 91,000. There should be literally 0% of the supply being at a loss, unless you just bought at 91,000 and now we're down a little bit and maybe you're a loss temporarily, but there should be 0% of the supply at a loss right now. That's how terrific it is. And I don't think we're going to stop at 91,000 either. And there are many, 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 many shorts getting absolutely wrecked right now. And that's what we want. We don't care if shorts get wrecked. We care if longs get wrecked, but we don't care if shorts get wrecked. We got another group, AI firm Genius Group, surges 66% after Bitcoin first strategy. Again, it boggles my mind why everyone on Wall Street that's a public trade company does not implement a Bitcoin strategy. MetaPlanet from Japan is skyrocketing to the moon. MicroStrategy is skyrocketing to the moon. Any company that adopts a Bitcoin strategy is skyrocketing to the moon. Here's another company that's proving that. Why are people not doing that? I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's such an easy thing to do. There's so many firms that have a huge surplus of cash. Even the big tech giants like Nvidia and Apple and Microsoft. Hey, by the way, Microsoft is going to vote on whether or not they should buy Bitcoin in December. And with Bitcoin being so hot right now and going up, there's actually maybe a better chance of them buying it now, because Bitcoin is proving itself to be a really good asset to hold. Imagine during that shareholders meeting, if Microsoft actually ends up, if the shareholders vote yes, and Microsoft ends up buying Bitcoin and putting on their balance sheet. That would be absolutely nuts. But I mean, honestly, it sounds nuts, but it really isn't nuts, because every company on the planet should be doing so. Bitcoin is the best hedge against inflation. I mean, all the Bitcoin maxis been saying that forever. I've been saying that forever. People laughed at that notion, but you go back 10 years, you go back 5 years, you go back year to date, there is no better performer than Bitcoin. It is the ultimate hedge against inflation because of the scarcity factor. 200 weekly moving average, it's showing that, yeah, we have started moving, but if you're looking at the colors, we're not in the orange, we're not in the yellow, which means we got a long way to go, my friends. We got a long, 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 long way to go, and that will end sometime in 2025. Again, we're moving so fast right now. I called 100K by the end of this year. I said, I forgot what I predicted before, somewhere between 100 and 110,000 by the end of the year. I think that's what I said before. But the way we're going, we could be at 100,000 by the end of this week. And we're at 100,000 by the end of this week. We could be at 100 and I don't know. If we're at 100,000 by the end of this week, literally we could be at 120,000 by the end of this month. And if we're at 120,000 by the end of this month, we could be at 150,000 by the end of December. I'm being very aggressive, obviously, with my predictions. I mean, at some point, we're going to top out and retrace and go sideways a little bit. But, you know, maybe come January, you know, after the Santa rally, we may come down. You know, let's just say a perfect scenario, we hit 150 in January, you know, but a lot of times, you know, January, February, March are actually really aggressive. So we may actually go up really crazily from January to March. We may even go up even more. We may go up to 200,000 by March. But then at some point, we'll retrace down quite heavily. But I'm just saying, you know, the way we're going right now is just so unpredictable. Or maybe we don't go up so fast. But man, it's really hard to predict at this point. But my point is, yeah, you know, some people have asked me, when are we going to get these sell-offs? Because in previous cycles, we have seen some crazy sell-offs. Some like 30%, 40% sell-offs. At some point, we will see it. Maybe we see it at the end of the month. Maybe we see it in December. Maybe we don't see it until March. We saw, you know, a couple times where March is a sell-off time. We just don't know. Right now, all I do know is we just barely started, and 100,000, 115,000 may be the first stopping point.